Is Taylor Swift using genius marketing to hide her carbon footprints? I'm Hempy.
And I'm Jupe, and let's talk about it.
So, unless you've been living under a rock for like the last year, uh, you may not be aware that Taylor Swift has in fact taken over the world. It just seems that way, right?
Dude, she's everywhere.
Yeah, I think she's at a critical point to where like her market saturation, like she's always gonna have her demographic, right? Within the music world, within the Swifties, but now like the fact that she's permeated fully into like the NFL, like like her and Travis Kelce, like the fact that that's a conversation that's being held on ESPN, like that
The
reach is like,
first That's the first person in the world to ever get girls involved in the NFL.
hey, no, they actually have some referees now, okay, like
To
uh,
watch the NFL,
yeah.
I guess I'm saying.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like Swifties have been tuning in to like just to see like, are they going to show Taylor? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm sure everybody's seen the memes of like girls saying like, "Oh, Taylor's really putting that Travis guy on the map," even though Travis Kelce is like, he's the best tight end in the league right now, and
Yeah.
no matter how you cut it, he's top 2 or 3 all time. Um, and so like and like of course guys get all mad, but like then there's like been the counter memes of like, man, Travis that Taylor Swift has really been put on the map thanks to that Travis guy, huh? Like, and it's both sides purposely trying to pick a fight with another, but it's all for clickbait, just like
Yeah.
us.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. um, but look, like she has the biggest tour out right now, undoubtedly. Um, and she's doing some amazing things with it. I mean, I think they've said like when her tour started, like it showed like up as like an uptick. In every city she goes, there's like a huge uptick in the economic uh, production, I guess, in the area, just to all the hotels, the restaurants, the revenue it's bringing in. So her coming to a town, besides the event itself, like it brings in revenue for like a week. Um,
Dang.
uh, I saw an estimate that she might be bringing in about $500 million, 500 like 400 to $500 million directly into her bank account profit.
Damn.
Yeah. I know I've seen some things where I think she gave every one of her truck drivers, because when they pack up a show, they have to get it, pack it up. Those guys have to drive it to 16, 24 hours to the next site, get it there on time safely, so that the roadies can unpack it, set it all up again. I think every one of her truck drivers got like $100,000 bonus.
Oh shit.
Um, but in moving around all this stuff, she's not riding in one of the trucks with the drivers, right? She's obviously her and her A team are flying around in like first class, not just first class, but private class, private jets.
Oh, she's
Uh,
traveling around in style making that money.
yeah. So she's racked up quite the carbon footprint for the year. I guess she's always been somebody who's been on the higher end, but especially with all the private travel, um, she's racked up. I think you have the number there.
Yeah, so her CO2 usage has come up to 8,290 some tons.
Not usage, production.
Production, sorry.
Yeah, she's
You're right.
she's not operating on photosynthesis over there. dude, if that's how much consumption she had, like if she was like just pulling that from the atmosphere, like
Global warming would be over.
yeah, just have Taylor Swift touring nonstop to just really to just concentrate pull out all the pollution out of the air. Um, but in doing so, was what do you think? Do you think it was a marketing tactic by her team that they cooked up like, hey, you know what? You know who's one of the biggest names out there, and this guy's actually had like a dating show, and he has a pretty popular podcast, and anybody who knows anything with the NFL knows about this guy. So he already has he's a big name. He's a good looking guy, and you're about the same age. Travis Kelce. What if you were to start a situationship with him, go to one of his games in Arrowhead, and then when they play the Jets, by that time we'll work the marketing thing. We'll do all the Twitter. we'll pump it out there. So whenever somebody Google searches Taylor Swift Jets, the first thing that's going to pop up, or that should pop up, is you attending the game, not your personal jet usage and your carbon footprint production. What do you think about that?
Now it's one of those things where you get kind of tinfoily and you start to say, it's a bit of a stretch, but in all reality, that's a genius move. If they really did that, that's genius.
If they did do that, that's chess, not checkers, right? Like that's
Yeah.
them seeing 5 moves ahead and be like, mate in 3, like mate in 8,
Yeah.
like, um, and like if that's what they did, dude, you can't knock her for it,
Yeah.
um, like to plan that. And, I haven't gone into all the footage, and that's just something I'm not personally interested in. But I've seen people pull up. I like look at Travis. He looks miserable. Like they're almost forcing. Like there's been the footage of them leaving that stadium after that first game. Like they almost forced it. Like why would she be driving and in uh like an old school convertible like lowrider type of car? Like it
Yeah.
seems like she wanted to be you know photographed with him, so that way there was no doubt about it that it would get coverage going into the next game, which was against the New York Jets. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah, no, and it's one of those things. It's show business. I mean, you gotta pull these little tricks here and there just to make your image look a lot better. I mean, that's what they're selling is their image.
yeah, and dude, again, but their team is operating on such a high level. Because like I know, like my niece managed to go to I think 2 of the concerts, one in LA and
Wow.
one up in like the Santa Clarita area, which is Northern California. Um, and I know that was like her pre-sold or those tickets sold out like nearly immediately. And you're like, unless you were like a long-term like Taylor Swift fan club member who had like early access to the tickets,
Yeah.
those things were selling at like a ridiculous profit if you wanted to resell them. So again, that it's something that wasn't going to a show wasn't an option for everybody, even if you were a passive fan. But you know what you could do? You
What's that?
you could buy a ticket for $20 to go see her in theaters. Like,
Oh yeah, that's true. Her movie came out. Her concert, what is it? Concert movie that came out.
yeah, yeah. And she actually did this in a really smart way. So, what a lot of you guys probably don't know about the movies is that when you go for like that first month that thing's showing in theaters, be it like when Top Gun Maverick came out, or a Jurassic Park movie, a new one comes out, or um, uh, you know, any huge mega release, a Marvel movie, the actual place you're watching it doesn't start making money off of that until month, 2 or 3. Um, all the money that first month, a huge portion of it, like almost nearly all of it, goes back to the people who made the movie, which rightfully so, because they might have invested 100, $200 million to make that movie.
Yeah.
So when you go to the movie opening weekend, the only way that place is making money off of you is if you buy popcorn, if you buy a soda, and that's why those things have such a huge markup, because that's the way they have to make their money. Um, However, Taylor Swift didn't cut a deal with the movie house to make her movie and work on the distribution. Like she might have been able to do all that stuff, or her team wanted to learn the business and get the lawyers, but like, who can we team up with to work on this distribution? And she went directly to AMC. She said, "Look, let's make a deal. We'll film it. From what I've seen, it cost her about an extra $10 to $20 million to do all the production, all the stuff behind this in the background, all the legal stuff that her team had to do to actually get this movie produced." But she went to AMC and said, "Hey, let's do this. The theater, they'll get 47% of the ticket sales. AMC and us and AMC and Taylor, her team, they get 53%, with a big chunk of that, most of it going, from what I heard, like a big, more than 50% of it goes to Taylor."
Oh shit.
Yeah. So, um, and so think about it. If you're the manager, if you're the owner of a movie theater, do you want to give just Taylor 1 or 2 showings a day? or do you want to give
No.
her half of your theater? Do
Yeah,
you
you
want to
can give
put
her
her in the
half.
biggest ones with the where you're gonna be able to pack in the most people and provide the best entertainment experience for all her fans and stuff to come, dance, sing along together?
Yeah.
Um, so that's genius because these theaters are gonna want to keep that playing for a long time because they get 47 cents of every dollar that rolls through on the tickets alone.
Yeah.
So uh, they don't even have to worry about selling popcorn or so. Like those, that's all going to be bonus to what they're getting, which they normally don't get a cut of this until a movie like Maverick comes out that was in theaters for like 6 months. Um,
Yeah.
um, I think what was the number you said that it made opening weekend?
So opening weekend, it made $93 million, which it broke the record for a concert movie, which was previously held by Michael Jackson.
Okay, so let's see a quick little calculation. That's just over 49 million that her and AMC get to split. So even at like half of that, she made at the very least $5 million, right? But like
Yeah.
that's just off this opening weekend. Who knows the upside of that? But I think
Yeah. So far, so far she's made 125 million, and I think Michael Jackson's made in total globally 260 million,
yeah.
I believe.
But I think of this as just like what an opportunity to give this experience and on a grander stage to all of your fans.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, just because some people weren't able to buy some tickets, it's like, "Hey, if I'm able to catch it in the movie theater, it's one of my favorite artists, why not?" I mean, I went to go watch League of Legends at the movie theater for 5 hours, and that
Oh god,
that was pretty wild.
you're such a nerd. Um,
I am a nerd.
but like again, like to me, this is just a brilliant move, and not too many people would be able to do this. Do
Yeah.
something like this to where, uh, launching in a theater, not just like doing what Andrew Schultz did, going straight from internet to consumer, um, bypassing the Netflix or Amazon, whoever you had to deal with. Like this is a next level move, and when me and you were just kind of talking about the idea for today's discussion, like I was calling it like momentum marketing. Like, how can
Yeah.
you generate all this momentum you're getting and use it to your advantage? Um, it reminds me of Matt Rife.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell that story, Julian?
Yeah, well, Matt Rife, he obviously had his own special called OnlyFans, and the way he got the idea of calling his special OnlyFans was a lot of girls were gonna be interested in whether or not he had an OnlyFans. They heard that rumor that Matt Rife has an OnlyFans, and so when you go and search up on Google, Matt Rife OnlyFans, actually his special pops up. So that's why he ended up calling it that.
Yeah, and I think that's brilliant. You use something that maybe was something you didn't want out there, right? And you kind of
Yeah,
use like some judo or jiu-jitsu, use your enemy's opponent, like their momentum against them, right? Like
yeah,
I'm going to turn this perverseness into views and clicks on a whole nother platform that
yeah,
you actually want them. That's where you want them to go seek you out, right? Is on
yeah,
your actual, your area of expertise. So Matt Rife being his comedy, because I always wondered like
yeah,
why would he call it OnlyFans? Like obviously, like I know that the reference, but I was like,
yeah,
that's weird. Like, and I didn't watch the special in all honesty. I've just watched a lot of his crowd work stuff.
yeah.
But when I heard him say that on a recent interview, I was like, damn, that is next level. Like that's just as brilliant if Taylor Swift did the situationship with Travis Kelce. That's what it is to hide her carbon footprint.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Again, it's selling that image. Is finding out different ways that you can leverage those rumors that are going around to your benefit.
somebody else who I heard kind of did this. Like, do you know why Soldier Boy is so significant to the music world?
Why is that?
He was the first like direct to sale person like on iTunes. He didn't go through. He didn't have to sign a record deal. Everybody before him had to do a record deal. But he's like,
Okay.
nah, this one like stuff was getting just affordable to do it in your house, and he had a little house studio set up, and he recorded his own stuff. But he didn't really release it like on SoundCloud and on iTunes, and built it all organically himself. But
Yeah.
he was like just a hustler, and so like he was the person who started like the independent label, and kind of because I think that's how your boy Russ is, right? Like he's all
Yeah,
his
yeah,
stuff.
he did his independent label as well. Started releasing everything on his own and didn't want to sign with any record label.
The first person I remember did that was Soldier Boy, and that was like, wow, like dude, that's actually pretty good because even if you're only selling it for $10, you're making every dollar of that $10.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Otherwise, you get pennies on the dollar, if anything.
Now I heard this very recently of a way Soldier Boy took advantage of using other people, the popularity of other musicians to his advantage. So
Hmm.
depending how old you are, you may not know what the words LimeWire or Napster mean. Okay, like it was it was a way to download and access music before there was a YouTube. Before it was popular to go and stream something, it was you'd go download music, and it used to take like 20 minutes to download a 3-minute song. Like that was the ratio. Like however long of audio it is, times it by 5 or 6. That's how long you could expect to download it.
Yeah.
So streaming now is like fairly remarkable. We're like, oh man, it's not loading. Man, it's kind of like you just have to sit there, load it, let it buffer, and then be able to go and like listen to the clip. Like, um,
Yeah.
but Soldier Boy, I heard what he did. This is again the momentum marketing. Uh, on LimeWire, he would enter his song, but like whoever, let's say that Jay Z had a number 1 song, he would relabel his song as Jay Z 99 Problems or whatever. I don't know what song was coming out about the same time. So somebody's, oh hell, I want to download that new Jay Z. Double click that and be like, dude, what the hell is this? Soldier Boy, da, 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 what? Right? And be like, you know what? This ain't too bad. Like, who
Yeah.
is? Let me go find some more of this guy. So,
Yeah.
like that's like some ninja, like like sneaking around, like assassin type marketing, like you know.
Hey, but it worked for him. He did well.
And again, like he's one of those guys that like he did do well. I don't know how where his record sales really sit, but again, like he got every penny of it. Everybody wanted to sign him. He's like, why would? In his music videos, I think in Soldier Boy, like in the Superman song, is like he's clowning all the record houses wanting to come in and like sign this contract. It's like, why would like what now? Now
Yeah.
you want me? Now you want me when you didn't want me? If you didn't want me at my worst, you don't get me when I'm gonna be making you millions of dollars. I'd rather do that for myself. Um, but yeah, like this era of learning how to use the search algorithm to your advantage, like uh, the people who there's some genius in learning how to manipulate the things. Because who goes to the second or third Google page? Like nobody,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely no one.
You
Maybe one or two people are
scroll.
real desperate. That's it.
Hey, is there even a second page? Because I think you just scroll now,
There,
right?
no, no. Well, I think there
I
is.
think,
I'm not
yeah,
sure.
I forget. Like, I
Yeah.
guess we could open up a tab, but that might just be a bit much at this point. But folks, if you've lasted this long, go ahead, hit like, hit subscribe, and maybe even turn on notifications if you want to uh, see us with our new content. We are switching up the format. We're going to be coming at you guys with a video every day, not an hour long. We're not getting crazy, but we're kind of chopping it up to make it, see if it makes the talks a little bit more bite-sized, as the name promises.
And I heard a rumor that our subscribe button and our like button aren't working. So check it out for us. Let me know if it's working.
All right, folks.
Take care,
Take it
everybody.
easy.